Oh, there I am. I couldn't see me. Oh, it's fucking around and I can't see myself.
Always what you want to see on a...
Bullshit.
You're not the one you're supposed to be looking at.
Right, who do you think is the main one I look at on these things?
Just stick your phone on reverse mirror camera or whatever and just look at yourself in that.
This is bullshit. Stuart, what's this beer called?
Creekbone. KRIEKBOON.
That sounds very much like a
No, I don't think I've got it.
euphemism for a penis.
I was going to say, I've encountered a creek bone in Las Vegas before.
But didn't have to pay for it, which is weird.
It was a dry creek bone.
Oh.
I know the ones.
Las Vegas and Slough, the two places in the world where you can pay sex workers in chips.
Excellent.
That's a really good joke, Stuart.
That is really, really good. I'm a big fan.
I'm very disappointed you wasted that on the pre-show banter. So, in fact, what we're going to do is we're going to start the show now and say, let's do a podcast.
Wow.
Jeez.
just so that gets into the cold opening. Speaking of cold openings, Michael, can you stop what you're doing?
What do you mean?
Doing your online shopping, Michael? Can you?
There's such little evidence that supports us doing that. I'm almost offended.
Almost offended, not quite offended.
I let it by because it's only the first instance of it happening tonight.
Hey, there's David.
To happen again. Whee! And I still can't
work?
see him.
Yeah.
Hey,
Now
right
I
on.
can't see you. Now I can't see a whole other person.
Oh, wait, it's just his head and shoulders, so it's not. I can't see the rest of him.
Is that a shampoo commercial right there?
Yeah, Skype's being a bit weird.
I had to turn on like 4 lights. I didn't realize this was on like a Hollywood production here.
It's like it's midday for you, guy. Should be very bright there already.
I know. I just rolled out of bed like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, show off.
I've got you. Right, okay, I've got you. Now I just need to figure out my... I keep flashing on and off the screen.
Right, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Stuart, I have no idea what we're going to do with this because I've started the podcast and yet I haven't actually started the show. I don't know if this is all going to get cut. Yeah, I said let's do a podcast. We started about 5 minutes ago.
Oh, that's the real thing.
Yeah, so I don't know what Stuart's going to do with this. This might have to go in post-show banter.
No, stay in. Just stay in. This is the opening to the podcast. It's the worst. This is the worst intro you've ever done, Nathan.
Fucking hell, it's not even my fault. Oh well, I mean, it's fitting considering it's 2020, a brand new year, but not a brand new us. Because this is the new year, isn't it, everyone?
Happy New Year, guys. Yeah.
Hey.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems such a long time since we did the Christmas special, and a lot has happened since then. Michael, what are some of your biggest moments that have happened since Christmas?
What do you mean? We're recording the Christmas special next week. And it's been like 3 weeks. I literally have no idea. Oh, this right. No. I know all the stuff that I got was great, and I'd like to thank for the.
Hola, and welcome to episode 54 of FRUK Unwrapped, the official podcast of Food Review UK. Tonight we are going to travel south of the border and discuss all thing Mexicano. But first, just like the contents of a burrito, I wish I could wrap our first host up in a tortilla, cover him in cheese, and eat him all up. And if you think I'm being sexual, you're goddamn right I am. Hello, Stuart, how are you?
These sexual intros are getting a little bit out of hand, Nathan. Every week now, it is essentially how you would like to either welcome some part of me into some part of you, or you would like to forcibly insert some part of you into some part of me. But every week, there's some form of insertion.
Too much? Too much insertion?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it needs. I think it just needs to be noted that there's a lot of insertion happening.
Yeah.
Have I been cancelled? Is it time up for Nate? Do I need to? Maybe I need to go to rehab or some sort of sex clinic.
I think you might be a bit of a Charlie Sheen, either sex addiction or Tiger Blood, one or the other.
I'd go as far as to say a David Duchovny.
Oh, full on.
Is a sex clinic not just a fancy word for a brothel?
Yep.
One they wear gloves, the other they don't. Isn't it? That's what I always thought they do. That's the main difference
It depends if you ask them. As for our next host, es un conocido ladrón de nabos y la leyenda dice que una vez contrajo sífilis de un perro.
Oh, Michael. Stay away from those dogs, my friend. You will only...
Michael Jameson.
You will only catch diseases.
How are you, Michael? Are you pleased with your intro?
View basket.
Would you like to know what I said?
You misspeak. I know what you said. I speak.
Well, what did I say?
You said, Michael Jameson. What can I say about him? He's a great guy. He's a great host. Very handsome. Very handsome. I'd like to forcibly insert things in him. Yada yada yada. One time I did, and I got syphilis. I'm Nate. MJ's the best. Here's MJ, hero man.
That's weird because the translation I've got down is he is a known turnip thief, and legend has it once got syphilis from a dog.
Yes.
Look, right.
Listen, I don't know.
Turnip had it coming to it.
And finally, our guest tonight is an old amigo of mine who gave me my first adventure in the podcast world. In his days as a podcast host, he discussed topics as varied as music, movies, TV, games, and conspiracy theories. Now he is a published author who released his first book, The Process, in 2018. Please welcome to the show, Mr. David Mayne.
How dude?
How are you, Mr. David?
I'm good, sir. Thank you for having me on, man.
It's a pleasure. It's an honour to invite you onto the show. You obviously gave me my podcast debut all those years ago, and it's fair to say that without your guidance and your opportunity, that I very well may not have been here today. And who knows, that may have meant this show wasn't here, but I suspect probably the other two would have done it without me. But I love doing podcasts, and so I had to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity back in the day on Adventure Amigos, and also have you on the show because, like I say, you're my sire, if we want to use vampire terms.
Wow, I was gonna say, man, I'm getting a little stiff in the pants. This is just a lot of praise to be heaped on so early in the afternoon. But thanks.
It's the afternoon for you, but evening for us. But no, yeah, that's how times work. Don't you remember all the hassles we used to have trying to organise times of getting me on this show? That one time that I got the time wrong and I was an hour late, and you and Jeremy started without me. And
yeah, we always started without you, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't.
We never finished without you, though.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
I feel welcomed again. Now that the circle jerk is out of the way, I mentioned in the intro there that you are a published author. Tell us about your book, The Process, and also where can people get a hold of it?
So The Process it's a science fiction book, and it was just something that I wrote over the course of about 3 years, and I really had no intention of actually writing a full-on novel, and it just sort of happened. So yeah, just sci-fi about a guy who discovers time travel quite inadvertently. He doesn't actually set out to do it. He just happens upon it, if you will, and that leads to some very interesting things. And not only the way he does it, but what he encounters. And, like I said, I never set out to write a book. It just was a short story that I wanted to write down, and it became a book. And then, I was able to self-publish it, so you can get it on Amazon, on Kindle and paperback, and the second one is now written, so as soon as that gets edited, that'll be out, and then I have 2 other books that are on the way as well.
Wow.
Amazing. I haven't yet finished it. I'm about halfway through, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it so far. And it's very weird to read. It's very weird to read a book from somebody I know, but I can't. I'm reading it, and I'm like, this doesn't sound like David Mayne. Like, not in a bad way, but like, obviously, you and I
where all the dick and fart jokes.
Well, exactly. It's like I've known you for many years, and I sort of know what makes you laugh. I know your sort of your comedy styles and all that sorts of things. And reading it, and I'm like, my God, this is actually a really good book. And not to say that I don't expect that from you, but equally just like, shit, I could have easily picked this up without knowing the context of who wrote it or anything, and been like,
thank you.
You know, this is a seasoned author. So yeah, very much enjoying it. Looking forward to cracking on with the second half of it. I think he's just where I'm got to. He's literally just in the experimental stage.
Oh yeah.
Without wanting to spoil too much. So
so it sounds like it was middlingly successful at the very least, right? If you're doing more.
Yeah, it sold a few hundred copies, which I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, I didn't make a lot of money. If it's any consolation, it was, and you know, it was one of those things where making. I think I'll be completely honest. I think all in all, I made about $150, which to me was like, oh wow, that's a pretty good stash of beer money. But it wasn't really about that. It was just I was more surprised that people were actually picking it up and telling their friends about it. And you know, I mean, I think for whatever people want to say about social media and Facebook in general, it was like without Facebook, it wouldn't have reached nearly as many people because everybody seemed to share it, and it just kind of caught on. But yeah, so we're in talks right now with James Cameron for movie rights. So I'll let you guys know when that takes off, and we could say we talked about it here first.
Well, there we go. If he could put in a good word for James, it'd be nice to have him on as a
I guest. Call him Jimmy. I mean, you can call him Jimmy.
Oh, I wouldn't be so presumptuous. I'll call him Mr. Cameron.
Okay, or Cam.
Okay, Cameron. Yeah. I did have one question though. Will you be releasing the book in English, or is it only available in American?
I was gonna do a British translation. So you know, I'm working with some really close friends. I was actually gonna bring you on as a consultant, just so it's not too wonky in the end. But yeah, I'll let you know. And yeah, it should be easily readable on your side of the pond when it's finished.
How long before you get Adam Bunch on as the to do the audiobook?
Oh, he's doing it right now. He's actually out back doing some recording as we speak. I don't even let him leave. I take him 2 square meals a day, and you know, so yeah, he's hard at work on it right now.
His price has gone up since last time I had him chained up. Anyway,
yeah, I'm like a crack kingpin too. I don't let anybody wear clothes here. Like everybody has to work for me naked, so I know that they're not leaving with stuff. So I crack them hard.
How thorough are you there?
Oh, it's cavity searches inside and out. I mean, in the door, out the door. You know, I don't take chances. You can't take chances. Yeah. So
you said you got a second one. Oh, go on, MJ.
I just say I think that's fantastic.
He's a completist, is Michael. Yeah, you said there you've got a second lined up. So is that a sequel to The Process, or?
Yes, it's called Processes, and it pretty much picks up about a year after the end of the first book. So some time has passed, and when you get there, you'll figure it out. But yeah, it picks up pretty much right after that.
It's amazing because, like I say, I mean, I've known that you've been toying with writing for a while.
A long time. I toyed with writing even when I was writing reviews and stuff.
Yeah. What was the book you were writing last time around? I don't know if that's going to still see the light of day. There was like a post-apocalyptic one that was... that
actually morphed into a completely different one, which is one of the second ones I'm writing now. So,
nice.
Yeah, that was years ago too. I mean, that was, you know, but yeah, a lot of times like this, the process started as it was actually about a guy who built a spaceship in his garage and flew up and went into space. And I say what you want, it morphed somehow into a story about a guy who discovers time travel. So totally, you know, as years go by and the way you think about things changes, and you know, sometimes books can take on whole new lives.
Yeah. Well, Well, if it's going where I think it's going, then I think it's a very good choice. And like I say, Dave, I wholeheartedly am enjoying it. Like I was, like I say, you support friends when they do things, and it's been good to know that not only am I doing a good service by supporting one of my friends, but actually I'm genuinely enjoying it. So thank you very much, man. And I'll let you know once I'm finished.
Thank you.
What we do on this show, I don't know if you've listened to any of our episodes in the past, but when we get guests on, we like to ask them 3 random questions. So what I'm going to ask of you, Mr. Mayne, is could you please give me 3 numbers between 1 and 10? You can give me 1 at a time or all 3 in one go.
Okay, I'll go 7,
okay,
2, and 9.
7, 2, 9. Okie dokie. 7. Do you have a sweet or a savoury tooth?
Savory. Definitely savory.
Definitely savoury.
Yeah.
Not a fan of sweet at all, or?
I mean, if it's in front of me, a piece of chocolate or a candy, I'll eat it. But I rarely, if ever, go and buy my own. Like, I'll never buy candy bars. I don't eat. The farthest I'll go is maybe like Lucky Charms cereal.
Right.
But
on the savoury front, what's your go-to? What's your vice?
Barbecue. Anything barbecue. Anything meat. Meat centric. So I like that rich kind of savory, thick, barbecue sauce, meat, brisket, pork, chicken, that kind of thing.
Good choice.
Yeah,
I think you're in good company with everyone else tonight. Question number 2: do you have any weird food quirks?
I don't like mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is the great Satan to me. I'm pretty sure that if I was taken prisoner in a crazy war against humans and cyborgs, and they strapped me down to a table and forced me to eat mayonnaise, I would give up all of the national secrets of my country because I just couldn't couldn't handle it.
It's worth actually on that point. You are the inspiration for the mayonnaise Marmite video that I recorded because you became mildly. Weren't you obsessed with Marmite at one point and understanding what it was? Or
yeah, we went down the Marmite Vegemite rabbit hole at some point, I remember. And I tried Marmite, and to be completely honest, I didn't think it was as bad as people said it was. It was definitely something I wouldn't probably eat again. Or but if someone was like, "Here's a piece of bread with some Marmite on it," and I didn't want to be rude, I would eat it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't think I'd be going through the grocery store being like, "All right, kids, get some flour, get some fabric softener, and don't forget the Marmite." Like, it's not going to happen. So,
better or worse than mayonnaise?
Oh, it's better, as far as I was concerned.
No hope for you. All right, number 9. Would you rather eat in a restaurant on your own or on a table of annoying strangers?
In a restaurant on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or would you be the annoying stranger?
I don't talk a lot when I eat, which actually makes me the first one at the table that's done. And everybody thinks that I ate really fast. And I'm like, no, I didn't eat really fast. I just wasn't sitting here bullshitting while you guys, like, yeah, and I'm just, I'm actually eating my food, which someone's told me once that's what you're supposed to do when you have a plate of food in front of you.
That's a good point, actually, because I'm usually the first one to finish around me. What about you, Stuart and Michael? You
very much so.
Just get down to business.
Yeah.
No. When the food arrives, I'm not talking.
Yeah, I managed to talk as well, though. I think I am an insanely fast eater.
Oh, you're just rude. You eat and talk at the same time? Is it sort of like
spraying it around everyone, sharing is caring, all that business? Yeah.
Don't need to.
Sorry, Michael.
No, you just don't need to. That's a bit rude. Don't really say that. That's a bit rude.
All right. Okay, fair enough. All right, thank you very much, David. Right, let's move on to our next section, our first section. I don't know, what is our first? Would you call this our first section, Stuart, or is this
breaking news?
Dun, dun, dun.
Sorry.
There's been some breaking news. We take you across live to Michael Jameson as he talks about his Ocado shop. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, the Ocado shop is now completed. I am devastated to mention, though, that for the third Ocado shop in a row, admittedly, I don't shop at Ocado too often, so that is like this year's worth. But for the third shop in a row, the Malo Masa char-grilled pineapple and arbol chili crisps are seemingly available in stock. Then when you buy them, you go out to checkout and then they're suddenly out of stock. This is the third time it's happened. I'm absolutely devastated. Back to you in the studio.
Quivia.
Yes, Quivia, time to play Quivia. Yes, Quivia, time to play some Quivia. It's like a cross between some trivia and a quiz, and as such it stems apart the two of those two aforementioned words. Q-U-I-V-I-A. Yes, Quivia, time to play some Quivia. Q-U-I-V-I-A. Yes, Quivia, time to play some Quivia.
Right, David, again, without knowing your familiarity, we're going to play a little game, a little quiz about trivia featuring quiz. Tonight's Quivia is lovingly entitled Can you work out these dishes from the anagram? I couldn't work out a snappier title. That's the full title of it. So,
Okay.
I've got 5 Mexican dishes which I have anagrammed. I'm going to give you all a letter at a time, and depending on how many letters are left in the anagram before you guess what the dish is, will determine how many points that you get.
We're not just call it Mexicanagrams.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yes.
Right, I'm off, lads. It's been great knowing you.
It's Afghanistan animation.
This is me out of the show. Stuart, if you could carry on, thank you very much. Bye.
Actually, I'd like to throw my suggestion in. Enchilanagrams.
Taco about some bad jokes.
Oh.
I'm literally dead. I cannot. I hate this. I have no enthusiasm for this now, Stuart. Could you have not done this to me after the show?
Sorry.
That's a wrap.
Right.
Triple entendre.
Right. So as we've done before, I'm going to go to one of you at a time. I'm going to give you a letter, and you have to guess. If you don't have to guess, but if you do guess, you're out of the rest of the word.
So are you going to tell us how many letters there are, or?
Nope.
Oh, you big bastard!
Am I going to need a pen for this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Good grief, fried beans.
Fucking hell. Well, that's ruined number 4. All right. I'll start with you, Stuart, as soon as you've got your shit in order.
Correct.
Word number 1. The first letter you're getting is R. Would you like to make any guesses on that one? You can pass, or you can guess.
Right, are these
based
dishes?
On the letter R.
Are these?
These are dishes. These are Mexican foods. These are foods associated with Mexico.
If I guess now, am I out for this word?
You're out for the whole word. Yes.
No, pass it on.
Okie dokie. David, the next letter is O. So you've got R and O. You don't have to guess.
Fuming. Absolutely fuming.
You'd have guessed it, Stuart.
Yeah.
So R and O, and I have to guess what dish it is?
Yeah. If you guess and get it wrong, you're out for the rest of this word.
Oh,
okay. If you want though, you can pass, but it means that someone else has got the chance to.
And R and O can be in somewhere in there. Yep. That's an answer.
It could be anywhere.
Oh man. Boy. Pass.
Michael, your next letter.
Can I elect to not have a letter?
You can elect to guess the next letter.
Do I get any bonus points or penalisation for that?
No.
Is the next letter T?
It's not.
Go on then.
Do you want to guess?
Yeah,
do you want to guess then?
Yeah, burrito.
Okay. Well done.
Thank you.
You get penalised for the fact that it's the next letter, but that's all you get. So that's 5 points to Michael Jameson.
Hey.
J5. Okay, next word. So next on the list would have been Stuart, so we're back to Stuart. N. N for Nathan.
Nathan.
Yes.
Pass.
Oh, I thought Nathan was your guess. I have been eaten in Mexico. David, your next letter is A. N-A.
N-A.
Nah.
Oh, man. Carnitas.
Ooh.
Afraid not. That's you out for the rest of the word. MJ. So the next letter is C. N-A-C.
N-A-C. Wait, this isn't in this. These aren't in order though, are they?
You're right. No, that's how anagrams usually work. That's how Mexicanagrams work. Trademark Stuart.
No poblano.
So, and just to clarify, this one, like the others, good.
No poblano.
We done?
No.
No.
That
was really good. That was really
Stuart
good.
is. So MJ, N-A-C.
So they're not in order. Because obviously that could spell something.
It could. But equally with anagrams, it could be just 2 letters are changed. So it could be in order. These 3 letters could be in order.
But there could be letters in between these, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go for a guess.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go for the obvious nachos. I'm gonna go for enchiladas.
Ooh. Nope, you're out.
Oh, boom, boom.
So,
do I get more points the more letters that are left? Because obviously this is a really long word. 1, 2, Chimichangas. It's got 12 letters.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, Calahanas.
Well, if you have the S at the
end. Yeah. So if I were to get it on the next letter, because obviously I'll get an extra letter because that's the rules of the game. Will I be then getting like 7 points or?
You would be. Well, let's give you the letter.
Okay, give me the letter.
You can guess, and then you can find out how many.
It's probably an I
because you get it right.
Because there's bare eyes in it, aren't there? So.
The next letter is actually G.
Okay, all right, yeah. All the other letters are I's. In the words of Wade Wilson, it's Chimichanga, isn't it?
It is Chimichanga. That's 8 points for Stuart.
Oh,
into
bitches!
The lead.
No one saw that coming.
Whoa!
Very.
There he goes, wading.
Next one.
Wading through.
Brilliant. Your first letter, David, is T.
Ooh.
Pass.
Okay, MJ. O. T-O.
T-O. There's
Michael, it's toast. It's toast, Michael. It's toast.
Actually, it could be a few.
Yeah.
I'm going to gamble tostadas.
You are wrong, Stuart.
I can't say you didn't drive me a fair bargain.
T-O-E.
T-O-E. Oh, toe.
Yeah.
Oh, T-O-E. Oh.
But you're out.
I like
so
a good Mexican toe from time to time.
T-O-E. See,
especially with jam.
I'm thinking that these have all got to be kind of, or more likely to be, very mainstream.
I mean,
very. What are you doing? Toast.
I don't know what he's doing.
Tron. RNTS2. RT.
I don't know.
I am guessing that these have all got to really be very mainstream Mexican dishes, the kind you would find in a chain British Mexican restaurant, because Mexican food, as we will discover throughout this podcast, is very different in Britain as it is in America. Which means that it's essentially got to be... I don't know. What did Michael say?
Are you passing or?
No, I'm asking what Michael said.
Oh, tostadas.
I said, yeah.
Tostadas. What are them things called?
Mole?
No. Them
know
things. Mole is just sauce, isn't it? That's an A. Pass.
Okay. David, your next letter is E, so T-O-E-E.
Back to me.
Whoa, 2 E's. Oh, man.
Me next, I imagine.
I should probably be writing stuff down right now, but I'm too lazy. Man.
Says the author, yeah.
Words. Oh, man.
Novel idea.
I had one that I was going to say until you added the extra E. Pass.
Back to Stuart, and just so Stuart knows, this is the last letter, Stuart.
Right.
So it's
Now
an
I know
L.
what it is.
Wait.
It's an L.
L.
Name the letters again.
T-O-E-E-L.
Oh, easy. Oh, how stupid of me.
Yeah. T-O-E-E-L.
It's
Correct.
so easy for me now.
You know what it is, David? Don't say it if you do, but... No?
I'll say it, mate.
Toil. Leot.
I've written it down just to confirm that I know it as well.
Elliot from E.T.
Elliot.
Oh.
Oh.
O-E-E-L-T. Eelt. No.
I mean,
I don't.
You can't just say every variation.
I can.
and hope you
I
get one
can.
right.
I can.
I love lamp.
Nate, please allow me, Nate.
Yeah, go for it.
Telio.
Incorrect. And David, did you say you didn't know?
Hold on. T-O-E-E-L. Right? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell? I have no idea.
Leteo.
Elotes.
Oh, fuck off. You can't... Nate, you can't just make foods up.
What is it?
It's Mexican corn.
Oh.
Mexican corn is still just called corn, Nate. Don't be racist.
Okay. Nobody got that one.
Well, I thought...
Next one. David. A.
A. Pass.
David A. Michael S.
S. Pass.
A. No, it's not pass. Stuart.
Sorry, what were the first two
A-
letters again? A.
A-S-T. A-S, and now you've got T.
A-S-L. A-S-T.
40 slough. No.
12 female... Oh, sorry, false.
Tostadas.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. Bitch.
David E.
A-S-T-E.
Can you see me? So.
Pass.
Michael L. A-S-T-E-L.
A-S-T-E-L. A.K.A. Pastel.
No, that's incorrect.
Whoa, hang on. A-S-T-E-L. I've written a small list of Mexican foods I could remember, and I have to be honest, it's not really on. It doesn't really compute. I'm gonna pass, but I'm gonna say I sort of half think it's carne castel, which is like a Mexican grilled meat dish, but I'm not going to say that because I made it up.
Okay, Stuart. M.
I'm out.
Stuart already guessed.
Stuart is out. David. M.
2 M's, right?
So what are we at? AST.
ASTELM.
What's Castellem? Is that like French for a mansion or something?
Maison.
Way.
I pass. I'm horrible at this.
And MJ, this is the last letter for you. A. So that's ASTELMA.
ASTLEMA.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, boy. You've gone for the obscure ones, haven't you? Elots and now Astlema.
What the hell is an elote?
It's the Mexican corn.
Oh, okay. I might have something here.
Cheese and shit on it. Testosterone. Testosterone.
Fucking hell, mate. You've smashed this one. Okay, I'm going to say it's the popular dish. Tesleam.
No.
Tesleam.
Incorrect, and in fact it was tamales.
Holy shit.
Oh, fuck off. You absolute prick. It's literally written down at the top of my list, you wanker. Spell it wrong.
Is
You
this
spell it wrong.
how?
No, because
TAMALES. Yeah, that's
you
you did.
didn't say S, you prick.
You did. It was the second letter.
What, the fact you've been saying Astor all fucking...
Oh, you are fucking kidding me. I've literally got it written down, and I'm like, it doesn't match any on my list. Look, I'm serious. I've got it written down right there.
Yeah, I know. You pointed it out already. So what Michael did was about 5 minutes ago tell us that he's written down all these words. It's literally the first word on his list. He's now blaming me for spelling it wrong, even though I spelt it correctly.
No, I'm trying to bargain with you. Give me half a point for ignorance.
I'll give you ignorance. Right, last word.
I'm really disappointed with myself.
Yeah, we're all disappointed with you. Stuart, E.
Pass.
David, U. Not you, but the letter U. EU. Oh, God, EU.
Pass.
MJ, A. EUA.
Quesadilla.
EUA. No,
Quesadilla.
it's not quesadilla.
Yeah, it is, no.
So you're out. Stuart, O. EUAO.
Guacamole.
It is indeed guacamole for 6 points. Well done.
Guacamole's got more letters than that.
Correct, but not left. But yeah, well done, Stuart. That's 6 points for you, plus your 8, you're 14 points. Nothing for Dave, I'm afraid. MJ on 5. Well done to the brain of Quivia. Well done, Stuart. Well done.
Thank you.
Hello, it's MJ. You're listening to FRUK Unwrapped. Please leave us a review on iTunes and check out our other exploits, which does include our Instagram page at FRUKgram and our Twitter page at Food Review UK. And hey, we've got lots of awesome videos on YouTube. Thanks a lot for your support.
Does anyone want a bonus tiebreaker question?
Always.
Yes.
How many Taco Bell restaurants are there in existence during 2018 worldwide?
Too many.
I can actually give you a very extensive answer.
30,000. No. Don't be stupid.
Right, so, Nate, I'm happy to tell you that there's
65,000.
Really?
David,
far too high.
65k.
I will go for my 30k then.
I pulled that out of my ass.
No, let's go for 37k.
37k?
Yeah, in a row.
MJ? I mean, it really doesn't matter. There's no points on offer. Well, this is just ask.
Nate, I'm happy to tell you there's 12,030 branches in USA. There's something like 2,000 in Korea, and then everywhere else in the world there's not that many. So we'll say sort of 1,000. So
say there's maybe 2 in Iraq. Throwing it out there.
Is that
15,031.
Is that legit
15.
that there's bare Taco Bells in Korea? Or are you just pulling out nonsense, Michael?
True fact.
Probably nonsense. I
think in
you've all-
Korea it's Cat Bell.
Cat's over.
That's terrible.
You've massively all overshot. There's only 7,072 worldwide.
Sorry, we've all massively overshot. I was like 4,000 over instead of 30,000 over, Nate. Can we not?
8,000 over. You said 15,000. And
That's
I
a
said
lot
7.
of goddamn diarrhea.
Oh, you stole my joke. 7,072. The number of poops you'll do after eating their food. MJ, do you want to correct me on my maths there? Do you want to stick with your 4,000 difference? Or?
I'm still calculating it, but you are probably closer.
Yeah.
How many
closer.
liters of poo is that?
Oh.
Don't use liters. Don't try and metric us, David Mayne.
Nothing wrong with a litre. I knew a low litre.
How many hectares is that?
Right, let's get on to the subject. As obviously from Quivio and the introduction and everything, tonight's show is all about Mexican food. This was David Mayne's suggestion, as I believe it is one of his favourites. David, tell me, Mexican food. What are your favourite dishes? What do you love about Mexican food?
What I love about Mexican food is just the plethora of flavors that you that are there. I mean, having gone to culinary school and traveled quite a bit, as I'm sure you guys have as well, like, it's just, to me, it's one of the cuisines, and there are many throughout the world, but South American, Mexican in particular, there's just so many flavors and so many varieties of things that you can put in the food that makes it wholly unique, at least in this hemisphere, where, every dish tastes uniquely different. I mean, I'm not talking about going to, your run-of-the-mill taqueria down the street where everything sort of blends together and it tastes the same. You could have anything and you'd be like, you order one thing off the menu and be like, okay, I've tasted pretty much everything on the menu. If you go to a real, Mexican restaurant, either here or south of the border or whatever, everything is just very signature. Everything has its own flavor and unique identifier about it, and it all kind of stems from just the use of different chilies, there's hundreds of varieties of chilies, spice configurations, different ways to cook meat, braise meat. A lot of people just think it's rice, beans, and tortillas, and it's just so much more than that. I think for me it's just the ability to pull off just a huge amount of different, or just a lot of variety from 15, 20 ingredients. It's pretty amazing. So as a chef, I find it's very challenging, and it's one of those things that you just keep learning about over time. And you go to different regions and you just discover a new way to make something that you never thought of before. So I think it's just a combination of those things that does it for me. As far as favorite dishes, I always can sort of gauge a place by how they make their carnitas, which is fried pork. And it's a very signature dish, and it's one of those things where I if I go somewhere and I order it, I can sort of within a plus or minus, I can tell you if it's going to be a good place or not based on how they do this one thing, because it has to be done right and it has to be done correctly. It's a very time-consuming process to make them correctly. So I think if they can get those right, then they probably got the whole menu right. So that's probably my favorite dish by far.
So what else is in that?
Pork belly?
No, well, it's basically just any part of the, and I mean any part of the pig, where you basically you cook it, you shred it, you cook it in fat, you cook it in more pig fat, you boil it in pig fat, pretty much for a few hours, and then you take it out and then you refry it in a pan so it gets crispy. So it takes quite a while, but it's one of those things that has to be done just right for it to have.
How do you spell it?
Needs. Carnitas, I think. Carnitas.
Yeah.
If you want to roll the R, it's carnitas.
Oh. I mean, pig cooked in pig sounds
exactly
delightful. I mean,
pig's cooked in its own juices.
Yeah, I feel all animals should be cooked in themselves.
They make other pigs watch while it's cooking in their own juices. Whole process behind it. Where I got the idea for the process.
Stuart, you're. I know we all enjoy a bit of Mexican food, but I consider you to be our Mexican expert, our Mexpert, if you will.
No.
You've. Sorry, MJ.
I aim for slightly higher quality banter than that.
Good. Why is it that you love Mexican?
I just think it's I love pork, which has a big impact on it. Like David mentioned there, an awful lot of proper Mexican food. I imagine being a vegetarian in Mexico is very difficult because even like staples like some black beans or whatever are gonna have a big chunk of pork fat thrown in when they're cooked. I think less so in the Mexican food that we get over here because everything gets filtered through a British palate before we get it. But it's just like David said though, it's. When we talk about Thai food, we talk about a balance of sweet, salty, bitter, sour, spicy, all those different flavours. I think you get the same thing with good Mexican food. You get that real balance and also often a real unctuous richness that comes from the meats, and it can be dirty, it can be fresh, and both types fantastic. I do think we like David said then, you just go down to your run-of-the-mill local taqueria. God, how good would life be if we just had like a run-of-the-mill local taqueria that I could run down to, when last time I went to America, I was in Southern California, and everywhere you go there's a taqueria, there's a Mexican place, and just the ability to get Mexican food everywhere would be incredible. I mean, I don't know about you guys down there, but there are more Mexican places now in Manchester, but for a while there was basically nothing. There was Barbarito, which is an appalling travesty to fast food. And there used to be a restaurant in Manchester called El Macho, which was great, but closed down. And that was the closest thing we had to a Mexican restaurant, rather than just a burrito bar or a taqueria. And now there's Oaxaca, but I think that since its expansion, it's maybe not as good as it was when it first started. And we've got a couple of other kind of casual dining Mexican eateries, really good taqueria in Manchester now. But it's not the same. I think that a conversation about Mexican food with someone who has a variety of good quality Mexican food on their doorstep, i.e. an American, is going to show the complete gulf between the quality of Mexican food we get in the UK and the quality of Mexican food you get over there. And do you know what the difference is? There's a lot more Mexicans in America. The taqueria in Manchester that's really, really good is staffed by Mexicans. It's Mexican chefs, it's Mexican staff. I don't believe it's Mexican owned. I think it's British owned, exploiting Mexicans, which in many ways is really the American way, isn't it? Yeah.
That's so excellent.
Yeah. But it's just that it's just so it's unctuous, isn't it? Mexican food, like you think about a good some carnitas tacos, or I like al pastor as well. With the pineapple, because I'm a big fan of a bit of pineapple, or even I love the fish tacos, like going for like a camarones or something. There's no such thing as a bad taco for me.
MJ, you're a fan of Mexican, correct?
Nate, I just feel hideously
ugly?
Unqualified.
Oh,
I wasn't going to say ugly. Underqualified. My Mexican food experience, I've had at-home meal kits. I've made a few Mexican recipes myself. Particularly enjoy making chili con carne, and I've been to a couple of branches of chimichanga. The opportunity just isn't there for me.
No,
but you do enjoy what you've had, right?
Love it, absolutely love it. Would love to try more, but I just there's absolutely nothing around here.
I agree, and sort of merging your point with Stuart's is it's not so much. Well, I imagine that there is a gulf in the quality, but in terms of just the availability, I mean, I can, we've obviously got, as MJ said there, you got chimichangas, Los Iguanas.
Well, see, Chiquito.
Chiquito.
Oh God.
Chiquito.
Yeah, mate, that's what I've had. I know it's not a good example.
Oh, mate, Chiquitos. So I'm sure you have the same. I don't know what the equivalent would be in America, but essentially there is a whole bunch of chain restaurants that only really exist on kind of leisure parks. So, for example, near me, there's a leisure park that's got a bowling alley, a cinema, and on the same area there is a KFC,
Frankie and Benny's.
a Chiquitos, a Frankie and Benny's, a Bella Pasta, an all-you-can-eat Chinese.
Chiquito.
Essentially, it's a Tex-Mex style family chain restaurant, and it's just absolute gash.
Chiquito.
And they play the pipe cod Mexican music outside it, so when you walk past it on the way to the cinema, it's awful.
Yeah, but that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, if Mexican food and dining out in this country is stranglehold by the chains.
Yeah.
Like in terms of the independent restaurants, there's just, I mean, I'm sure if I went into London I'd be able to find a few, but in terms of anywhere on the outskirts, it's just almost non-existent. And so I'm very much with MJ on this, that I love what I've had of Mexican food. But realistically, outside of the big hitters of your burritos and things like that, it's my knowledge is quite poor, and it's a shame, because what I've had is I fucking love it, and what I love about it is all the points you've made, but also it's basically it's a food that I can feel killing me with each mouthful. Like it's just like
I'll tell you
in terms of quantity. Yeah,
the best Mexican food I've had outside of a few like home cooked meals, Taco Bell. Absolutely love it. I'll get mocked for it, but that's true. That's real talk, boys.
You've been to all 15,000 restaurants. Never been to one, so I can't comment. I remember joking about it being Mexican with David on a podcast once, and being torn apart about it not being Mexican food really. But it's definitely a meal that after you finished, you've had a good night. Like, you just feel full. You can feel it sitting at the bottom of your stomach, just weighing you down in a very good way, a very satisfying way. It's heavy, it's satisfying, and it tastes fucking amazing.
Do you know, I disagree though with the heaviness thing. I find that often Mexican food can be very light. Delicious. Like this place in Manchester, El Taquero, does a bottomless brunch on a Sunday. Not every Sunday, but some Sundays, and it's either 25 or 35 quid, and you're in there for 3 hours, and you can eat.
Can I just qualify? Does it mean you can eat as much as you can, or do you have to go in without your bottoms on? Do you have to...
Both.
Do you have to go in
both?
Okay.
If you go in bottomless, you get to experience bottomless. Eat as much as you can. All you can eat. All you can eat tacos, and they have some kind of like huevos rancheros, some breakfast options on and stuff as well. And it's like 11 till 2 or something on a Sunday, 25 or 35 quid, which is, I don't know, in dollars, what, about $4 or $5. And then and it's all you can drink margs, all you can drink beer, draft beer. Like, I mean, I for that amount of money, I reckon I could drink 25, 35 quid's worth of margs in an hour. That's without eating anything.
Can you not call them margs anymore, please?
I'm very much a basic margs man. Yeah, I love a marg with my Mexican food.
See, to me, it's heavy because you got a lot of the dishes anyway. Certainly the ones I have. You got a lot of fried food. You got bread. You got cheese. There's a lot of components of that Mexican food that just sits heavy on me. And I'm not complaining about it by any means whatsoever. It's a good feeling. I walk out of there and I know that I've had some good eating. So yeah, that's mine. In terms of my favourite dish in particular, I don't know if I've got one. Yeah, MJ, you can go for a drink, mate. Yeah.
Thank you, mate.
That's all right. Thanks for asking. Want to go for a toilet as well?
Be back before 1 o'clock.
tacos, I enjoy, but I just don't know if I've tacos.
Taco. Lake Tahoe or Lake Tahoe?
I call them tacos.
Tacos. Oh, okay.
Tacos. Yeah, I like them, but I've never really found one that's like grabbed me enough that I'm like, oh, this is the shit. I like something big, and maybe this is where I'm saying about it sitting heavy, like a burrito or something like that, where it's just a big old lump of goodness that I can just cut into and devour. And it's just, you know me, Stuart. You know how I like to pick apart my food.
Yeah.
But burrito takes that away for me. It's almost like I'm fighting myself. I can't really eat a burrito stage by stage. So,
yeah. Can I mention a taco?
A taco.
Oh. El Taquero sometimes do a special of a deep fried soft shell crab taco. How would you feel about that?
I'm not really a seafood man.
I had soft shell crab for the first time recently.
How did you feel about it?
Yeah, quite nice.
Quite nice.
I was expecting it to be harder. Joking.
I very much enjoy a seafood taco. Very much. I don't know whether that's maybe because my wife doesn't eat meat but does eat fish. So, like, when we're making things at home, we tend to do a lot of kind of Baja fish taco kind of things. But I do like them. And soft shell crab on a taco is peng.
I've never had soft shell crab. I don't know if I would like it anyway. So
do you like fish? Do you like fish and chips from the chippy?
I do.
Fish. You like fish. You like
I like it like that. Yeah.
I like it like that. You like battered fish.
Battered.
Yeah.
I made some tacos the other night. You want to hear about it?
Yeah.
Go for it, man.
So, as you know, we Americans had our Thanksgiving this past week.
Correct.
Oh yeah.
And
2 months.
Yeah, 2 months ago. Yeah.
I found myself with an overabundance of leftover turkey. So I said, you know what? I'm going to make some tacos out of this turkey. Actually, I made two things. I made, instead of chicken and mole, which is traditional, I made turkey and mole. But I also made some turkey tacos. And, like, for me, when you say taco, I don't think of a hard shell. I think of a soft shell, like a tortilla kind of wrapped up like a taco.
Correct.
So I made the mole, which is you get a bag of dried chilies and you steep them for a few hours, get them nice and soft. Add a lot of cumin, a lot of garlic, salt, pepper, kind of whatever you want, and then just blend it up, emulsify it, turn it into a mole. Add your turkey, leftover shredded turkey, and just let that kind of cook for about an hour. And then just scoop that out, put it into your tortilla, add some rice and beans, maybe a little cheese if you like cheese. I'd say, stay away from shredded cheese if you can find cojita, any kind of Mexican crumbly cheese. Just kind of sprinkle that on top, maybe a little cilantro, and bada bing, you got some Thanksgiving tacos the next day.
We can't even over here we fall apart at the first step. We can't even get like the nice tacos.
Yes, we can.
Tortillas. You can get tortillas.
Like small corn tortillas. Of course you can. Massive tortillas.
Not proper nice ones.
Have a look at Ocado.
They're actually pretty easy to make too, if you ever want to make them.
He's talking utter.
No, fuck off. Right? They're crap.
No,
mostly.
The
Oaxaca ones are alright.
Pathetic. Most supermarkets now do a small, like a 5-inch corn tortilla that are perfectly good.
No, not perfectly good.
Yes, perfectly good.
No, they don't look as good as on the American TV shows.
Well, listen, David just said you can make them yourself. Now, you're a budding chef / baker / personality. Why don't you do a video where you make tacos? Tortillas, you know what I'm saying.
You got to get some cornmeal, and I think the recipe for them is even on the back of the cornmeal bag. How to make your own corn tortillas.
Well, there you go.
Straight away, we don't call it cornmeal, so I've already lost.
Like, what the hell is cornmeal?
Sort of.
Do you not know what cornmeal is, Michael?
No, I'm joking. I'm being slightly facetious. I do sort of know what cornmeal is.
It's polenta.
It's a fine version of polenta, yeah.
Or semolina. It's the same thing.
No, cornmeal is finer, isn't it?
That's corn flour.
Yeah.
corn flour.
Formula would be like the little things that are on the bottom of pizza, like that so that it doesn't stick to the pan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually got some. So it sort of seems like I could make it.
Why don't you just toddle off and make some tortillas then? And let the big boys do a podcast.
Oh, you're hard. Showing off.
Marginally. Semi, anyway.
Can you spare some change? We've got ears to feed. Come to you with open hands, but instead of on the streets, we're begging on the podcast. Do you want this episode to be our last? Will you please go to Patreon and donate some cash? If you enjoy the Food Review UK content on YouTube and here on the podcast, then please consider heading to patreon.com/foodreviewuk and making a small donation.
Good stuff. MJ referred there to home cooking kits.
Oh.
Stuart, I can imagine you love these.
Do you know what? There's one that I like, right? Discovery or whatever it's called now, Santa Maria. They make an enchilada jarred sauce with a pot of thing on top, which I will buy if I'm going to do enchiladas, because the enchilada sauce is actually very good, and the spice blend in the pot is more or less the spice blend that I would use anyway. So for the sake of the time of making an enchilada sauce, just to knock up some quick enchiladas, I will buy that. But that is the only thing that I would buy for a kit. All you're getting in most of those kits is some tortillas and a spice blend.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
I've got a cupboard. I get, like, if you don't have...
Oh, you've got a cupboard.
I've got a cupboard. I've got a cupboard full of spices. So, and I have a variety of like different dried chilies and stuff. And I get that not everyone does. And if you haven't, then buying a kit means that you can still make something approximating Mexican food. But just buy some paprika and some cumin and some cayenne pepper and some chilies, and you're all right, aren't you?
You'd be amazed at some of the authentic Mexican ingredients you can get on Amazon too.
Yeah.
A lot of dried spices, like stuff you might not be able to find locally, you get on Amazon that travels nice.
Wow. It's funny. I never think of Amazon for food other than like occasionally like snacks like candy bars and stuff like that. But like actual just general normal cooking items. Not that I do cooking, but I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah, you can even find if the conversation about the mole. If you want to make traditional mole, you can actually buy on Amazon. You can get what's called Ibarra chocolate, which is traditional Mexican hot chocolate. But you cut off a few edges of that, you throw it in your mole, because traditional Mexican mole has chocolate in it.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to throw that in there, and it makes it so much rich. It doesn't taste like chocolate. It doesn't make it taste like you're eating chocolate sauce. But it just adds a whole new layer to it that is fantastic. So I always tell people that are out of, a lot of people in the United States that live in the Midwest, or they live in the middle of the country where they can't get a lot of this stuff, Amazon or whatever, online. And you'd be amazed with the kind of ingredients you can get shipped to your house, and with those ingredients make very authentic, traditional tasting Mexican food in the middle of Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
So
coming back a step, are the sort of home cooking kits a thing in America, David? I don't know if not necessarily the same brands. I don't know if that's a thing, but like just as Stuart said, like it will just be a kit that essentially has everything in there except, I guess, probably the meat would be the only thing excluded from it. Is that a thing over there?
Yes, in a way that they deliver it. So we have several services here. I'm not sure if you guys have them. I'm sure you do. Where I actually use one called Home Chef. And it's they deliver meals to you, but it's all in pieces, and you have to actually cut it and chop it and prepare it and cook it. It just saves you the time of having to portion stuff out and having to do the guesswork. It's all kind of there. And it comes with the meat. If something has meat in it, it'll come with it. It's all in a refrigerated box when it comes. But that's the closest to it. When you go to the store, I don't see a lot of kits per se, like that do that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just coming back to the beginning of this conversation about how there's a lack of exposure to Mexican food in this country, but it's quite a big thing here. There's quite a lot of the two main brands you've got is El Paso, and what's the other one that you just said about? Discovery.
Santa Maria, it's called
Santa Marina.
Old El Paso, which means the old passage.
Is that your
this one time in jail?
Yeah, and this is quite a big thing here. Quite a lot of these kits, big adverts. Who used to advertise Old El Paso? What's his name?
Don't know.
TV. The TV is that?
No, the no
That one guy.
Oh,
Simon Cowell.
Machete.
Who?
Machete Kills.
Oh, Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo was even the face of Old El Paso for a little bit.
Machete.
Big business here. In terms of come back to Mexican food, desserts, is that a thing? I know you said about pineapple earlier, Stuart, but I mean, I don't think of there being anything particularly traditional on the Mexican side of life for like desserts or puddings or
churros,
anything like churros. Oh yeah, I guess churros. I don't know what I'm saying. I guess like it's not. Yeah, I guess a very famous one. Anything else?
I don't think we've got much over here, have we?
No.
Yeah, over here, I mean, yeah, there is a huge dessert scene. So my family, I'm not Mexican. I'm actually half Native American, but my family, where they were from in the South, was close enough to Mexico that they were essentially Mexican by all intents and purposes. So I grew up with a lot of traditional Mexican food, to include dessert was huge. And it seems like anywhere you go around here, it's always leche or tres de leches. It's always that sort of flan dessert. Mixed with, you'll also have a lot of Mexican bread, what they call Mexican bread, which is essentially imagine bread but with sugar in it and probably some sort of dried frosting or cinnamon on top. Goes great with a cup of coffee or some hot chocolate, some Mexican hot chocolate. And when I say Mexican hot chocolate, I mean like what I was talking about, that Ibarra stuff, which is a lot of sugar, a lot of cinnamon, and also oftentimes cayenne pepper inside of it, so it's a spicy ass chocolate drink. But yeah, dessert is huge. I mean, I'd be hard pressed to go to any reputable Mexican place around here and they don't have some sort of dessert offering. But like I said, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be some sort of custard-based dessert, if not bread with custard inside of it.
Yeah,
they just love their custards.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem to be anywhere near as I don't know. Just there doesn't seem to be as much talk about that side of life as the savoury side of things. Like having been to a restaurant in London once, like the best thing on the menu from a dessert point of view was they did dessert nachos, and it was basically a pile of nachos but with sugar, syrup, and cinnamon on, and it was fucking delightful. But there was definitely a part of me eating it going, this can't be a real dessert. This feels very much like you've just tried to make something sound Mexican when it's clearly not.
Yeah.
And I've heard a lot of similarities too between, I've never been to Spain, but a lot of Spanish influences on Mexican culture, and obviously so, since they conquered them somewhat in the distant past, not too distant past. But a lot of things that I've been told that you find in Mexico, as far as cuisine, not cuisine so much, but dessert and that sort of thing, pastries and that sort of thing, is a lot of similarities with Spanish dessert and food tradition that way.
Something I've got down on my list, which isn't a big talking point, but something I wanted to mention: peanuts in Coca-Cola. Now, is that a Mexican thing?
I've never heard of that.
You've never heard of that?
I'm not saying that that's probably not a thing, because there's some weird ass freaking combinations. You'll get lollipops that taste like a goddamn ball of fire. With like, or like you've seen, there'll be a roasted corn vendor on the street, and they take a big ear of corn and they basically slather mayonnaise all over it and then cover it with cayenne or what do you call it? What's the other spice? Not chili powder, but
paprika.
And it's just bizarre. There's some bizarre combinations. I would not be surprised if there's peanuts in Coca-Cola somewhere. But
I'm just trying to work out if that was Mexican or if that was something else. I thought that was a Mexican tradition.
I've never seen it, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Because there is a I know from other people have said about that the Mexican Coca-Cola is different. I don't know if they use a different type of sugar in it or something like that.
They use pure cane sugar, where in America, because it's cheaper, we use corn syrup.
Right.
So it's far superior, in my opinion. There's two camps, but if you ask me, I will go to the store and every time I'll buy Mexican soda, whether it be 7-Up, Pepsi, Coke, a lot of orange, like Slice, that sort of thing.
Is it easy? I can't remember from my own experiences, but is it easy to get hold of, or do you have to go to like Mexican stores for it?
No, they have it right up the street at Safeway, which is like one of our major stores, at least here in California. In fact, I have about 5 or 6 different assorted Mexican sodas in my fridge right now, and they're like 75 cents.
Nice.
Wow.
Have you had them, MJ, in your time over there?
No, I don't think I've had the Mexican ones.
I definitely recommend it. I had it last time or the time before I went out there, and it's nice. I don't know if I prefer it or not. I know a lot of people do. But
I'll go grab them. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I have had American ones that are made with pure cane sugar,
Right.
and the richness in the body that they have is quite powerful.
Yeah. Also, I think they come in glass bottles, which is usually superior.
I've seen. I had when I was in London last time, and I've seen online a Mexican soda brand creeping over here, specifically though in Mexican eateries and what have you. I believe, is it Jarritos? Jarritos, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, Jarritos are fantastic.
Yeah. I was saying they're kind of creeping over here a little bit. Also, is that Mexican Pepsi then?
Yeah, so that's your Mexican Pepsi.
Wow.
Yeah, they sell that in Tesco, I think.
Mexican Pepsi? No.
No. It's the Jarritos.
Jarritos.
I've seen it
This one
somewhere.
actually has the Hecho in Mexico, made in Mexico sticker on it.
Nice.
I don't know.
Ooh.
Crush. Do we get Crush? I don't think we get Crush here, do
And
we?
then my personal favorite, you got your 7-Up.
Wow.
I don't know why. They all look very old school, and I love that. I love
Yeah,
that
they
all
look like retro 70s or 80s
Yeah.
soda.
I love that. I don't know if that's intentional, if they just haven't caught up on the packaging side.
And my personal favorite from America, Miller High Lifes. Which are,
I can confirm that the champagne of beer.
Champagne
I fucking
of
love
beer.
it.
champagne of beers.
Hey, I don't like beer. I fucking love a High Life. I can tell you that much.
Whee!
Champagne.
You had one, Stuart? I assume you must have had a High
No,
Life.
never had a High Life, no.
And it's like
No.
$8 for a 12-pack, so...
No, it wouldn't be over here, mate. No.
Do you want me to bring you back?
If you can. Well, when
Yeah.
you going over?
Feb?
Oh, are you? I'm going
Yeah.
over. I'm going over in August, so probably
I'm
no
going
point.
Feb.
All right, it's not a competition, mate. I
October.
just to put into context, David. There's a beer that you can get over here. I reviewed it on the YouTube channel called Even More Jesus by a brewery called Evil Twin Brewing, who are based in New York. And Even More Jesus over here is about £8 or £9 a can. I saw a photo from a petrol station in America where a 4-pack was $12 in a petrol station.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, and it
Ridiculous.
varies too on the alcohol content. I just bought a 4-pack of, it's called Denogonizer. It's about 10%,
Yeah.
which is strong as shit for a beer. And, four beers of that will get you swerved beyond belief. So, but I think it was like $15 for a 4-pack.
Yeah, that'd be. I pay when I'm buying beers around 10%. I'm paying probably half of that for one beer. So just double the price, innit? That crazy.
Everything's cheaper in America.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much all I've got on the Mexican side of life.
I've got
but-
one. I've got
Yeah,
one
go for it.
Mexican thing. One Mexican thing I wanted to mention. Huitlacoche.
What'd you call me?
Are we familiar with Huitlacoche?
Is that the dish where it's like you eat an entire bird? I don't know. What is it?
Huitlacoche is a fungus that grows on corn, which is a Mexican delicacy.
Yikes.
It is. It's quite a big thing. It's sometimes called Huit.
Huit.
LA.
Gotcha, yeah.
LA Coche, Coche, Huitlacoche. It's known as corn smut. and it's quite a big thing. And if you see a picture of it growing on the corn, it is the most disgusting looking thing in the world. They actually sell it at the taco place in Manchester. I believe my wife's eaten it. I'm not sure whether I have or not, but it looks
like genital warts.
It looks disgusting. It looks disgusting.
Oh, what the fuck?
That's the thing.
Like, that's not only ruined my erection, it's ruined the corn.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I've never seen that in my entire life. I've never even heard of it. Corn smut.
Yeah. That's
You fucking kidding me? Corn smut. Wow.
It's a big thing. Big thing in Mexican cuisine.
It's a disease caused by. I mean, why are
I've been
people
to
eating
some
it?
back alley Mexican towns in Mexico. I've never seen that shit in my life. I mean, I've seen some bizarre stuff in and out of Mexico. I've never seen that. That's funky.
Yeah, looks wrong, doesn't it?
Did you say Gem's?
Yeah, Gemma's eating it. Yeah, yeah, Gemma's eating it.
Fantastic.
She had
Did
some.
you like it?
I believe so. Yeah, I mean, it's basically mushrooms.
No, not. That's not basically mushrooms. That's basically a disease. It's basically a zombie film.
There are people that say that the word actually means literally raven's excrement.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, they do a huitlacoche taco at this place in Manchester. It is. Let me find. They go. Huitlacoche quesadillas, corn truffle. They call it corn truffle.
Yeah.
Makes it sound a lot nicer, doesn't it? Corn truffle.
I'd rather chew broken glass.
Yeah.
Nasty.
So we're going to get some corn smothered in mayonnaise for David when next he comes on.
Huitlacoche. There we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's making me feel ill.
Sorry.
It's gross, isn't it?
I'm going to have hashtag me too if I was ever exposed to that.
Genuinely, that's unsettling.
It looks.
I'm sort of thinking back to the bit where I said, "Yes, Stuart, you can tell us this last thing about." And I'm sort of imagining me now going, "No, don't," because that's horrible.
Bet you all didn't know we were talking about corn herpes today on the
MJ, I don't know. I'm now in a world where I have to go to you to get us out of this. MJ, sock med me.
Sock man, it's time for questions that you posted on all the platforms that you utilize to provoke our replies. Although increasingly I'll posting the forms of statements that require no response, as opposed to the questions we requested in our initial post on the aforementioned Sock Man.
You know you're in a hole then, didn't you?
Yeah.
And other times. Social media, we ask all your questions, comments and feedback on our social media channels, and includes Instagram. And today we got a message from Bonglungs.
Bongers.
Oh, wasn't he good on the Christmas special?
Oh, he was brilliant. Oh, he's a good lad, isn't he? He was really good value on the Christmas special, wasn't he?
You know that thing the thing he said about marijuana.
Yeah, that was when when he drank that cider and said he enjoyed it, didn't he? And
when he said big up Nate Peterson, gang gang gang.
Yeah, that was good.
Brilliant. What a guy. What a guy.
Shout out to Mexican fan Mayne. Gang shit.
Oh, takes me back.
Faces of MJ says bongers.
Bongers. Faces.
Bong lungs.
Bongers.
Big up the faces, and before you say no, I'm not racist.
Brilliant.
Right.
I'm not racist. Before you say. We've got one here from Bong Lungs.
Kingy.
Jason.
Did you like what was in the cupboard, lads? You asked for it and I delivers like a good smoke dealer, so yes. Highlights now. You tell me I picked up Jameson's sister 2 times and went and brought tub of celebrations. Fucking twat family ate the best ones. Lucky they woke up the next day.
David, just to give you some context on this, there are 4 things that Bong. It's increased to 4 now. There's 4 things that Jason likes. Bong Lungs likes. Marijuana, Food Review UK, cider, and this bit where I tell people about what things Jason likes.
And now corn smut.
And corn smut, yeah, probably. He'll probably try and have sex with corn smut. Jason,
Actually,
you naughty boy.
Proper naughty.
Naughty.
No, oh yes, naughty. Oh, gang shit. Big up Nate Peterson. Bongers, if you're listening, which you obviously are, more, please, more in the cupboards. I'll go for an in the larder. I'd go for your favourite mugs video.
Favourite mugs?
You just talking about, yo, mate, I'd love to see like you going through DVDs and saying which ones you like and which ones are gang shit and all that. That'd be absolutely naughty. But speaking of bong lungs,
Kingy.
is it a sin to tug my meat before a bit? Oh,
yeah, don't read the rest of that one. I remember that one. No, don't read that one. No, don't read that one.
Some shouldn't be read. The Laminator said fire emojis.
Brop.
You gonna get any questions in here, or?
Amelia Hills has got a question for us.
Oh, okay, cool.
Do you have a recipe for an easy Mexican seasoning? I want to try making because most of the packet seasoning I've tried are shit. Teaspoon sweet paprika, teaspoon garlic, teaspoon chipotle chili powder. Actually, I will say Tesco have got a range of different chili powders now. So you can get chipotle, habanero, bird's eye, flakes. Get yourself in the exotic shit. Gang.
Use cumin more.
Yeah, cumin.
Cumin's a secret.
Cumin, garlic, salt, paprika, smoked paprika, cayenne for me. They're my 5 things, and then add dried chilies. So I have arbol, pasilla, and something else, and then chipotle if you're feeling smoky.
Oh,
but yeah, cumin, bare cumin, and thyme. I think thyme is underrated for Mexican food as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like a bit of thyme in my Mexican food.
I can tell you someone who's feeling smoky.
Ooh. Don't threaten me with a good time.
All right, guys, let's not take our time. Yes, good. Faces of MJ says, MJ, what is your favourite Mexican face? Not sure how to answer. Say a strong mustache.
I would say, can I answer my favourite Mexican face? We've already mentioned him once today. I think you've got to go a long way to get a better Mexican face than Danny Trejo.
Oh,
yeah, fair comment.
It's like so many nooks and crannies, like an English muffin.
Very much so.
I'm a fan of Rey Mysterio Jr. because
can't see him, can you? Just like John Cena, you can't see. Can you see me?
I was using face as in not heel.
Oh, right. What about Dominic Mysterio?
No.
No?
No, Ray. Oh. Ray all the way.
Oh, it's a shame that.
How close is Cuba to Mexico?
Fairly. Not as close as it is to Florida. I wouldn't want to swim it.
Ana de Armas.
What?
Right.
From,
okay. I think he's found a attractive lady.
All right.
In fact, he has from Knives Out.
Knives Out, yeah.
Right, a Cuban lady. It's not the same, you know, Michael. Cuba and Mexico, yeah. Hispanic. It's not all.
Doesn't matter how close it is.
So. Yeah, I said they're close. Go see Knives Out. Very, very good.
Correct. That's not one of the comments though. So carry on.
No, correct. I'll continue. Olish Plinsky. Jesus, the pod's going downhill after
Jesus.
the honeymoon.
It's the Mexican episode, Michael. Jesus.
Jesus, the pod's going. No, the pod's going down. Jesus, the pod's going down. Ay, that's a deal. Jesus, the pod's going downhill after the honeymoon period of the 50th episode. We're only about 2 deep. Madders and Tricker have both done runners. Only Bongers carrying the podcast at this point. What's your favourite Mexican country? Also, congrats on 50.
Do you want to take another run of that word, mate?
Also, congrats on 50 episodes, boys. Big up Nathan and Stuart and Gossy and Chris and Rich and Tony and Bongers. Oh. No, I must have. Let me double check.
Maybe
Big
Ollie
up.
got tired of you mispronouncing his name.
No, that can't be right.
Ollie Chaplinsky.
Big up Nathan and Stuart and
Correct.
Gossy and
Correct.
Chris and Rich and Tony and Bongers.
Correct.
Yep.
That's disrespectful.
Let's have one.
Right, last comment here, Bonglungs.
Bongers.
Okay. King.
Mate, if they don't have the heart to stick around in the winter nights when heart's most coldest, then bun them. See you lot in the summer, no doubt, no clout.
Yeah. Good questions this
you're
week.
a fucking hero, gang shit, gang.
Great
It's a
questions this
beautiful
week.
soul,
Yeah.
as we discovered last time. Thank you very much, Michael.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to read them out.
I know you did it with much aplomb and beautifully. You're Michael. Stuart.
Si, mi amigo.
Shit! I should have.
A hat full
learned
of jalapenos.
I should have learned the Spanish for this.
Dulce.
Dolce de leche.
Well, dulce would be sweet, wouldn't it?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Muy dulce o muy savoria.
Stuart,
No.
let's play again.
It's time to play a game. Let's play a game. It's called Sweeter or Severio. We pull the name of a foodstuff out of a hat. You tell us what you think about that. Will the next foodstuff be sweeter or savory? Will it be sugary or covered in salt? It's just no way to know. But you must predict. Will the next foodstuff be sweeter or savory?
It's time to play a game. It's time to play a game, David. The game is very, very simple. I give you the name of a product. You have to predict whether the next product will be sweeter or savourier. It's very easy, David. It's a very easy game. Are you ready for your first product?
Indeed.
Your first product is olive oil.
Okay.
Fourth time out of the hat. Olive oil. Will the next product be a sweeter product or a savourier product?
Almost the hardest start, isn't it?
It's a very difficult start.
Savory.
Savourier than olive oil.
Yes.
Okay, the next product is... It's a cheeseburger.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's savourier than olive oil. Will the next product be sweeter or savourier than a cheeseburger?
Sweeter.
It's a Twix.
Yeah.
Easy.
I'm assuming you know Twix.
Two
Twix is
fingers?
Oh, we got Twix, yeah.
Two fingers.
Two fingers.
No thanks, MJ. I'm a married man.
Betwixt my legs.
Don't leave them in there.
Will the next product be sweeter or savourier than a Twix, which is a very sweet little chocolate bar, isn't it?
Don't lead the witness.
Yeah. I'm going to say it's savourier.
Savourier.
Jackson.
It's a tiramisu. Second time out. I'm going to need an adjudication on this.
I think.
I'm not sure a tiramisu is sweeter than a Twix.
What did you say? More savoury?
He said no, he didn't. He said savourier, Nathan.
Okay.
Oh, he said savourier.
He said savourier than a Twix.
I think it's close, but I think a tiramisu is probably.
Have you guys accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? I'm sorry in advance.
No, don't worry. We actually had a very short-lived game, which was
St. Peter or Saviour.
That's it.
Yeah.
St. Peter or Saviour.
Yeah. You get a pass for bad puns all night after no poblano though, so it's fine.
I like how you move.
I personally think tiramisu is marginally more savoury.
MJ, do you agree?
I absolutely agree,
Okay.
affirmatively.
Right. Will the next product be sweeter or savourier than tiramisu?
Savourier. I can't say that word. I don't know what it is.
It is. It's Burger King onion rings.
Oh, yeah, you're good.
Definitely savourier, but a big element of sweetness. Right, just as we're at this stage in the game, you've got 5 now, which is actually a reasonably good score. You're going to get a 6th, because that's how the game works, which should put you, I think in the top 2 for 2019. Which is pathetic.
No. It will put him number 1 in 2020.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. It would have made you top 2 if we were in 2019, but we're not.
But instead, you're top 1.
So it won't. Yeah. Will the next food be sweeter or savourier than a Burger King onion rings, David?
So, I'd say savourier.
Ooh.
So
I'm going to take it up.
A maverick
because
move.
an onion can be seen as sweet, right?
Here is a product that I'm pretty certain you will have no clue what it is. It's Quavers.
No idea what that is.
It's Quavers.
Sounds like something with coconut and chocolate. I have no idea.
No, it's a cheese corn snack.
Ooh.
It's quite sweet though in terms of like the cheesy area.
It's a children's crisp. It's very much a children's snack, isn't it? I don't know. I mean, I think this is neck and neck. This.
Yeah.
Then what? Sorry.
He went savourier than a Burger King onion ring, and we've got Quavers. I mean, you'd have known that if you weren't on your phone.
Savourier?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, definitely.
Quavers
you think a Quaver's more savourier than an onion ring? See, I don't know. They're deep. They are deep fried, so that gives them that batter and everything gives it a bit more of a savoury edge.
No, but the sweetness of the onion in it's full of sugar. Whereas the Quaver's got cheese in. Cheese sets off the old umami, doesn't it?
Pound for pound, what's got more sugar, that or a lemon?
References.
I genuinely don't know the answer, so I'm happy to carry on.
I don't know the answer. Like, there's an. Should we Google it?
I can't give you an answer on this.
Right. Okay, we'll play on. Okay, sweeter or savourier than a Quavers, David?
Sweeter.
It is. We've got Walker's salt and vinegar crisps, or if you're an American, Lay's salt and vinegar crisps.
This is Timmy. Say hi, Timmy. Hi. Timmy doesn't know what podcast to listen to because people don't leave a review. Isn't that right? That's right. And isn't it also true you're not an orphan? Absolutely. There you have it. Conclusive evidence that orphans, and definitely not me using a higher pitched voice, have a harder life because you don't leave a podcast review. Reviews today. Save an orphan.
Do you have salt and vinegar?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favourites.
Oh, great crisp. Anyone who doesn't like salt and vinegar crisps is an absolute child, Michael.
That's right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a really good score, David. 7 for sweeter or savoury. I'm going to make a note of that. 7. S.
I think we said this. I think we said in this year we were going to have some sort of scoreboard up behind you or something. Or
I am
good,
going
isn't it, that man calls another man a child, but in the very same breath fails to even count to 10.
Fails to count to 10.
I don't.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm Stuart Buddock. I'm stupid. and etc.
One of my favourite bit of MJ banter for a while. I mean, it's ludicrous in its conception. It's awful in its execution. But there's something just charming about it.
It's nice that MJ takes that little out of context thing about me to make himself feel better about himself, isn't it? Like, I like the fact that I can give someone that. You know, I feel it's benevolent, isn't it? It's the kind of benevolent thing I do. You know, obviously I don't like to talk about my charity work. But it's another example. By being so superior to Michael, when he can like jump on some kind of perceived flaw and like really wring it out to make himself look better, that's good, because let's be honest, nothing Michael says has any impact on me because I am that much above him in terms of humanity. So
been over a minute and you still ain't counted to 10 though.
He can 8, 9, 10. He can use he can use this to make himself feel better. 8, 9, 10. I've done it again there. See,
it's worked. That's much better. Cheers.
Counted to 10 twice. So
don't let children tell you what to do, though, mate. Fine of it.
If anything.
Well done.
So.
First of all, congratulations to David for being the best person of 2020 in terms of sweet and savoury. Yeah, great run. And right now, there's no one above you. So that's...
Oh, funnily enough, I was actually...
We'll just end the podcast right
here.
Hey,
look at him right there.
Yeah. Jueves Rancheros.
That's pretty much all we got left for our show. Right. David, I want to thank you very much for allowing us to spend this time with you and for you to come on to our very awful show. Remind us all, where can our listeners find your book, The Process?
Amazon, Kindle, just type in The Process or my name, David Mayne, and also lumenemerson.com, which is my publishing company website.
Yeah, go and follow you on. You've got the Lumen has got the Facebook page.
Yep, Lumen Emerson Facebook. Just look it up. It's easy to find, and I appreciate the support, man.
No problem. And when do you think we might see the next book from you?
So processes will probably hit around April of 2020, and then I plan on the next two, which they're not sequels to the process, but they'll be out sometime next year. So yeah.
Oh wow! So we might see all three in 2020.
Yes, hopefully.
This year, you mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm just saying, what a year it's going to be for him. That it started with this show, and then it's going to end with him having 3 new books out this year. It's amazing, an amazing year for David. I almost feel like it's our support at the start of the year that's driven him on.
Thank you. Yeah, and then the podcasting will return too. So hopefully we'll be back on the airwaves soon.
Excellent. Let me know as soon as that's back up and running. And yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Will you be? Oh, speaking of the podcasting, will M3 or something similar make its return?
Yeah. So actually, we're getting ready to move. So we're moving out of the Bay Area. We're actually moving out of California. So once we get situated in our new home, I'll have the studio up and running, and then I basically have M3 coming back. Dark Noises is coming back with Scott Robertson.
Oh.
And hopefully Big Show Thursday will make its triumphant return.
Wow.
To usher in a new year of I won't say yet, but the old is coming back. So we shall see.
Interesting. Well, good luck with that. And,
thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Well, as soon as that's live, we'll obviously share it on our social media and everything. Hopefully get you some new listeners, because I'm a big fan of yours and love the old podcast days.
Thank you.
Stuart, David, no, not David, Michael, Stuart and David. No, in fact, I'm right. No, first, Stuart and David, thank you for joining me. Nobody else on the show deserves any thanks. A Freudian slip that actually works in my face. No, Michael, I'm talking to you directly now. Can you thank Stuart and David for coming on the show?
Stuart and David, your ongoing contribution is always appreciated. David, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. I wish you all the best of luck with your new books. And congratulations on the success on your first book. Pleasure to speak with you.
Absolutely.
He kind of ruined that by being really nice, didn't he, then?
He did, yeah. But it's probably the best ending we've ever done. Bye.
Hey, did you hear why the Mexican guy threw his wife off a cliff?
Tequila!
Oh!